Hello everyone, glad to be back. Today is 23rd of July. Now it's about 11 o'clock in the morning, Moscow time. I'm Levan Gudadze and this is my first update today, in which I will share all the main news that are making headlines in Russian media outlets and Russian language pages on different internet platforms. Today is a Sunday, so I hope you had a great Saturday, great day yesterday, and I hope you will have a great day today. And well, because it's a weekend, I will try to make this video as short as possible and in Alex Christophorou style. Outside, of course, all of you are familiar with Alex Christophorou and his great work, host of Duran show. And by the way, Alex Christophorou is in Moscow last couple of days, and if I was in Moscow, of course I will ask him for an interview, but unfortunately I am about 2,000 kilometers away from capital, and we will go back to Moscow region towards end of August. So that's quite upsetting to me, because I would love to have an interview with Alex Christophorou, walk around Moscow's streets on the bank of the Moscow River and make interview. But maybe sometime in the future it will be possible. I hope Alex has a great time in Moscow. And by the way, if you are interested, you will see links to Duran channel and personal channel of Alex Christophorou under this video in the description box, where you can see many different channels that I do recommend. So that's been said. Yesterday was really quite interesting day. Because first of all, I did manage to resolve issues that I had with Buy Me a Coffee. Seems like problem was that Pioneer platform that I used to withdraw funds from Buy Me a Coffee demanded double confirmation of or verification of account, but because I did not receive any notifications about it, I did not know that it was necessary. And yesterday I did check it, and well, I did make verification of account, and I believe there are gonna be no issues no more. But anyway, I did create new page on Buy Me Coffee, and I had quite a good reason for it, and I will use that new page from now on. And you can see link under this video in description box or in the pinned comment. And well, let's go to the park there. And well, good news is that I did create new channel on YouTube, and yesterday I did upload the first video, which is already known for many of you, because that video is about our recent trip in mountains in Digoria Canyon. But I had to upload something new on new channel, and for a start, that video will do the job, I guess. And well, I will be immensely grateful if you will consider to subscribe on my new channel, You will, of course, you will see a link under this video in the description box and in the pinned comment. Too many announcements for today. And by the way, name of new channel is From Russia with Lev An, and this idea, name of this channel, comes from a veteran of our community. All of you, I guess, are familiar with this person. He is quite active member of our community. I'm talking about Flicking Bollocks. It's him that suggested this name. He suggested From Russia with Lev when I did ask you about possible names for a new channel, and Flicking Bollocks did suggested this name, From Russia with Lev. But point is that exactly the same name has one of the chapters in some famous game, and to avoid any possible difficulties, I did change it a little bit, so it's From Russia with Lev, with capital letters Lev, and then An. So it's From Russia with Levan. And on that new channel, of course, I will try to upload at least 2 or 3 videos on weekly basis, just about everyday life in Russia. Hopefully you will like it, and it will probably make a little bit easier overall work on this project, because to stay all day long concentrated on news and politics, it's it's truly exhausting, because unfortunately there is not that many good news lately, and you know, all that developments, sometimes devastating developments that we are seeing all around the world, are going through your mind from early hours of the morning to late night. And of course it will, you know, it will get to you at some point. So this new channel will you know, allow me to just chill a little bit and focus on some other topics. So that's been said. By the way, one more news that is also important. Yesterday I did find out that YouTube deleted a new channel of Mike Jones. Mike Jones is a host of, used to be a host of Earl Grey channel, big channel, which was also deleted a couple of weeks ago by YouTube. And well, he did make a new channel, Foreign Agent TV, and unfortunately his new channel also was deleted by YouTube administration, which and if I'm not mistaken, Graham Phillips also lost his channel. And well, it seems like YouTube is on some kind of offensive on independent sources that are located in Russia or somewhat connected with Russia, or sharing with public Russian point of view, which is very unfortunate, because well, YouTube is still major platform, and creators are just forced to have an account on YouTube before Rumble and other platforms will, you know, catch up. So well, I feel sorry for Mike, of course. I feel sorry for his community, and he do has a huge following, but I believe he will be okay. He will probably move to Rumble, and well, I hope in next 3 to 5 years Rumble will will become a true competitor to the YouTube and a true alternative for creators on the internet. And by the way, because of these developments, I mean, Mike lost his job. Graham Phillips, Mike lost his channel, not the job. I mean, he will be okay, I'm sure. Graham Phillips lost his channel. Well, at this point, when it comes to segment of news and political commentary, probably my channel is the biggest one that makes updates on daily basis. And I'm afraid it's only a matter of time when YouTube will take down my channel. So I hope you will consider to stay in touch, to subscribe on my pages on Patreon, on Rumble, on Telegram, so that we will stay in touch. Whatever the YouTube administration will do with this channel. So that's been said, let's talk about news now. And well, sorry that it took quite long to come up to the news, but after all, it's a Sunday, and well, wonderful day today here in Vladikavkaz. And I do see shadow there, so I will take a seat, and I will talk about some major news that are relevant in Russia today. And well, first of all, I will start with a quick summary of the situation on the front lines. And well, it's still operational pause all along the front line, but during the previous 24 to 48 hours, we did definitely see some level of activization from both sides. And Zelensky's regime, seems like Zelensky's regime has some orders or demands from Washington or London, and that they are still pushing or sending their troops in Zaporozhye sector of the front and Sovdanets sector of the front. And well, this morning I just wake up and when I checked the internet, one of the first videos that I see was this neutralized video footage of neutralized unit of Ukrainian armed forces in Zaporozhye sector of the front line. Seems like this unit was sent to attack Russian positions in Rabotne direction, and well, that's I cannot share that kind of footage because it's too graphic. But entire, I don't know, it was 2 platoons, maybe 3 platoons. I mean, huge number of soldiers just conducted this suicidal operation, and well, it did not end well for them. And by the way, I truly feel sorry for Ukraine and Ukrainian society, because they have such a terrible government that basically destroys Ukrainian society, Ukrainian citizens, and Ukraine itself as a state. So well, as I said, Ukrainian forces are conducting these local scale offensives in direction of Rabotny, in direction of Pitikhatki and Jerebyanki on the western flank of Zaporozhye sector of the front line. They cannot achieve anything really, and all these attacks are just suicidal operations. And by the way, maybe because of it, maybe we are reaching point when Ukrainian forces are beginning, Ukrainian soldiers and officers, low and middle level of officers are beginning to realize that Zelensky and his associates or the Western masters definitely don't care about Ukraine and Ukrainians, and that's why I guess more and more instances that entire units of Ukrainian armed forces are refusing to obey orders, and this is becoming a huge issue for Zelensky's regime, and more and more often Ukrainian soldiers are surrendering. And I do share videos about it on my Telegram page, and hopefully majority of Ukrainian soldiers will make right decision and just lay down arms, because it's a huge mistake to fight for Zelensky, for God's sake, for Zelensky and his criminal associates. It's just unforgivable mistake, because Russia is not danger for Ukrainians or Ukraine. West is, and the Western puppets are that are running Ukraine right now. But yet again, let me continue with a quick summary of the situation on the front lines. So in Kherson region, there are some locations where Ukrainian forces are still holding to some small breaches on the left bank of the Dnieper River, but there are many video confirmations that Russian sides are just decimating those positions of Ukrainian forces, and maybe Zelensky's regime is planning to conduct some mass crossing of the Dnieper, and that's why they are sending day by day more and more forces, or at least try to send on towards left bank of the Dnieper more and more units, and those units are neutralized on daily basis. But yet again, it don't really matters what kind of plans Zelensky's regime has, because after all, it all depends on Ukrainian soldiers on the ground. And in last 24 to 48 hours, I did see so many videos and so many reports about disobedience in Ukrainian army and about surrenderings that, let's hope we are getting close to a breakthrough in this conflict, when Ukrainian society, Ukrainian army will just say that enough is enough. They did put up a great fight. Unfortunately, they were fighting for geopolitical interests of Western masters of Zelensky and his associates, but still they did put up a great fight, and no one can say that Ukrainians didn't fight. They did, for all the wrong reasons, but they did fight. But it's definitely time to stop this madness, man. I mean, it should be stopped, and that's why I think maybe we will not see mass crossing of the Dnieper River, even if Zelensky's regime has such plans. We may not see second wave of counteroffensive on that land bridge between Crimea and mainland Russia, in Zaporozhye sector of the front line and South Donetsk sector of the front line. And I believe we truly are closing into that breaking point. And a good indicator for that is not just increased instances when Ukrainian units are disobeying orders or surrendering, but good indicator for such prediction is that Russian forces have initiative in the central sectors of the front line, in the northern sectors of the front line, and Russian forces have not just initiative, but they are conducting very successful offensive operations. Let me just go for a walk a little bit. They are conducting quite successful offensive operations, especially in the northern sectors of the front, from Seversk and Liman to Kupiansk and Kharkov region. And hopefully before end of this summer, we will see some decisive changes on the front, decisive victories of Russia, which is necessary to stop this madness that going on, this basically this civil war, basically between brotherly nations, brotherly people. Because I mean, Ukrainians, they are our brothers, man. And unfortunately, Western elites, they did manage to provoke this conflict between us, and this has to end. And yet again, there are plenty of indicators that we are closing into that point when this conflict will truly end. And of course, with unchallenged Russian victory over the Western elites, not over the Ukraine, but over the Western elites, because that's the force that Russia is in fight with. And let's talk about some, and this is a summary about frontline. As I said, on the southern sectors, it's operational pause. In the northern sectors, we can call it operational pause, but still Russian forces are quite active, and definitely are preparing ground for a large scale, in my reading of big picture, for a large scale offensive operation, which will probably be decisive moment in all of this story. And by the way, let me share with you some additional news. I was thinking it's gonna be rainy day today, but well, it's gonna be a sunny day, which is okay, which is good. So let me check news outlets that I did prepare for today's update. And well, Putin did spoke about conflict in Ukraine. Putin, president of Russian Federation, and he did spoke about Poland also. Probably you are familiar with this topic. And well, after I did read statements of Putin, in my opinion, in my understanding, we did receive one more indicator that Poland definitely are planning to establish control over some parts of the western Ukraine. Putin did spoke about many issues with regards to Poland. He did spoke about history and how Soviet Union did play a major role in terms to, you know, when Poland did receive some land that was part of Germany historically. And well, as I said, my interpretation of all that topic is that Poland definitely has some plans on Western Ukraine, and as I did predicted, by the way, for quite a long time now. And well, maybe we have some good reasoning now to think that Moscow, despite all these strong statements towards Warsaw or current Polish elites, Moscow will probably would not be against if Western Ukraine, one way or another, will become under direct or indirect control of Western neighbors of Ukraine. And by the way, yet again, I did predicted it. You know, I was talking about it for so long, and maybe some of the members of our community were thinking that, you know, it will never happen. But well, it will. It will, and we do have quite indicators, good indicators, that Moscow would not be against, really, if Western Ukraine will become under control of some NATO member states, Western neighbors of Ukraine, and the rest of the Ukraine will probably join Russia. There are slight chance that Kiev and some central regions around Kiev will remain as a quasi independent state under the name of Ukraine, landlocked state, but to be honest, I don't think Moscow needs that, because it will be constant generator of problems, and if Moscow's positions, when major negotiations will take place between Russian government and Western elites, if Moscow is in strong enough position, then I believe entire Ukraine, except Western regions, will become under Moscow's control after this conflict will end. So, and as I said, we are closing in to that point, and hopefully before end of this year we will see end of the military confrontation, hopefully. Let me share with you some more news. As you can see, today's update is a mix of informal talk and news summary. That's a style that I'm making videos for Patreon usually, and well, when it comes to Poland, by the way, we had reports, probably you already know about it, that Poland is deploying its military forces from the western Poland to the borders of Belarus and Ukraine. And yet again, this information can be seen as a additional indicator that Warsaw is preparing operation to establish control over the western regions of Ukraine, because I don't believe even for a second that current leadership of Poland is so suicidal that they will attack Belarus directly. No, that's not gonna happen. But this redeployment of Polish forces from western Poland to the eastern parts of Poland, closer to Ukraine's borders and Belarus borders, this development definitely indicates that Warsaw is preparing something. And that's something gonna be Western Ukraine. Let me continue now, and well, by the way, Putin also talked during the previous 24 to 48 hours about disappointment of Western elites with Ukraine's counteroffensive, so-called counteroffensive, and well, that's true. Of course, Western elites and Western media openly are admitting that they are quite disappointed with this so-called counteroffensive of Zelensky's regime. And by the way, point is, I mean, it's Western elites that did generate these expectations, these unbelievable expectations about inevitable success of counteroffensive of Zelensky's regime. It's them that generate this false narrative, and I guess they did at some point. They start believing in these lies, and that's why now they are in a kind of desperate situation. They are upset, and well, it's all their fault. It's all their fault. No one to be blamed except Western elites and the Western propaganda outlets, basically. So yes, Putin is right. I mean, it's too obvious that West is extremely disappointed with this counteroffensive. After all, they spend how much? $200 billion for Zelensky's regime, and for what? And at some point, I guess Western societies will start asking questions. Now, only small parts of Western societies are asking questions and demanding answers, but because it's only a small part of Western society, Western elites are managing to ignore this well-informed part of the citizens, well-informed representatives of Western societies. But at some point, more and more people are going to start asking questions, well, I wonder what kind of answers Western elites going to come up with. They will probably blame Zelensky for everything, Zelensky and his associates, because they're not going to take blame on themselves, isn't it, or responsibility. So let me continue a few more topics, and that's it for today's update. By the way, probably you also did read the news or see the news that former leader of militia in the Donbass, Igor Girkin, aka Strelkov, was arrested in charges of extremism. Well, that's this topic definitely does make headlines in Russia, and to be honest, I'm not following Strelkov and his activities. He has he is a member of an organization under the name of Angry Patriots, if I'm not mistaken, something like that. And well, he does criticize leadership of defense ministry. He does criticize President of Russian Federation. But well, to be honest, I have no doubts that he's he's a patriot, and maybe he did write something extreme in one of his comments or posts, but to be arrested for this, well, I cannot support that kind of stuff, man. After all, people do have a right to say whatever they like about officials, just whatever they like, and well, it's a sign of weakness, I believe, when officials are coming up with some laws that are prohibiting criticism or use of or use of unpleasant language towards them. I mean, you can sue the person that you don't like, and then let the judiciary system deal with that issue. And if you are right, then person that you are suing will pay the fine. That's a way that I will understand. But to open criminal case because someone said something about, I don't know, president or defense minister or whoever, I don't think that's the right way to move forward. I just truly don't think so. But yet again, I did not see, as I said, I'm not following too actively. Igor Strelkov and his steps. But yet again, it don't really matter, man. I'm believer of free speech, and I do believe that anybody can be criticized in any way, shape, or form. Just, you know, say whatever you want. And if people will support you, well, okay. But if people will not support you, then you will realize that you were mistaken, isn't it? That's how it's supposed to be. So, well, I don't know. I do understand that it's difficult times, man, and Russia is in conflict with Western elites, and of course, Western elites will try to use any possibility to destabilize situation in Russia. So we should always keep that in mind. But yet again, we cannot lose achievements that we do have. And I want to believe that Russia is one of the leaders. I want to see Russia as one of the leaders of the free world. And that's why I think this case is not really doing good job for Russia. I mean, this arrest of Strelkov for his some extreme statements or extreme language with statements. He should be, I mean, fined. Okay, I mean, you can fine person if he is using some unpleasant language, and I will understand. But to arrest people and to create some to open some criminal cases, no, I cannot support that kind of madness, really. So hopefully Kremlin will realize that this situation is definitely more damaging that it seems at first glimpse, and some changes will be made in laws. And State Duma should become a little bit more adequate, I believe, because lately some MPs are coming up with such crazy ideas that I mean, you will just ask a question: are they even sane people? Like just a few days ago, some MPs come up with the idea that some citizens of Russia that are citizens of Russia by birth, by their birth place, they were born in Russia, they were born as citizens of Russia, and some crazy MPs come up with the idea to take a citizenship of those people for whatever reason, which is, I mean, what the hell, man? I mean, this is not constitutional. And by the way, another MP come up with a statement that, I mean, he did criticize his colleagues and said that, I mean, if these people do not understand the major principles of Russian constitution, then maybe they should, think about their place in this life, and maybe they should not be in politics whatsoever, which is right response, I believe. So that's why, you know, I think even though it's a very critical time and unity is extremely important, we still have to act as according to constitution, and you know, hopefully Kremlin will intervene in this whole story with the Strelkov, and he will be freed, because, I mean, it's come on, man. Whatever he said, I mean, he's a patriot, and I believe, and I think people should not be jailed or arrested for speech. That's it, you know. That's it, really. I don't think Strelkov is extremist. I mean, I do understand when someone is generating some disturbances in society with speech, and endangering fellow citizens or state itself. But I don't think Strelkov is that type of extremist. I just don't think so. So that's the topic, yes, as I said, that are making headlines in Russia. Few more news. How long is this video? I mean, I will end this video just in a few minutes. So, by the way, Zelensky came up with a statement that he will that Crimean bridge is one of the major targets for Ukraine. So basically, he did acknowledge state involvement in that act of international terrorism that took place quite a few times when Ukrainian forces strike Crimean bridge. And well, unfortunately, as long as the Western elites are delivering long-range weaponry to Zelensky and his associates, they will continue to at least try to hit deep inside Russian territory, which is unfortunate, of course, but yet again, until Russia will neutralize that regime, these kind of instances will probably take place, and well, Russian side have to be ready for everything. What else? Few more news. Well, we have information that Russian Defense Ministry, during one of the strikes, did neutralize large number of foreign mercenaries in Lvov, in the western Ukraine, and yesterday we had some numbers according to which, since the beginning of special military operation, more than 4,000 foreign mercenaries were killed in Ukraine, and approximately 4,000 to 5,000 mercenaries fled Ukraine. Once they see battle in close and personal, they just run away. So that's information that we are getting. And one more news about economics, and we have information that Russian avia company Ural Airways did purchase 38 MS-21 Russian planes. MS-21 is a next generation of passenger planes that Russian aerospace industry is creating, and well, that's a good start for a new plane. 38 planes. That's one of the first orders, I believe, and well, little by little, but the Russian aerospace industry is strengthening and becoming force to be reckoned with. I do understand that Airbus and Boeing, they are just giants, and it's gonna be extremely difficult to be competitive with them. But yet again, step by step, I believe Russian aerospace industry will come up with a whole series of generations of passenger planes that will establish themselves on not just on Russian market, but on the world market also. And by the way, if Russian and Chinese companies will work together, oh, that will definitely be a possibility to create real competition with Boeing and Airbus. But this is for the future. Right now, of course, I mean, these companies, Boeing and Airbus, they are just unchallenged, basically. They only have competition between each other. And they do create great product. I mean, they do build great planes, no doubt about that. So it's gonna be difficult. It's not gonna be easy, not for Russia, not for China, to be competitive in this segment of economy. But there are some opportunities, and I believe Russian companies will say their word in this. So this is it for now. This is it for now. Sorry for a little bit chaotic update, but after all, it's Sunday. I had day off yesterday, and well, it will take a day or two to get ready to, you know, do the work as usual. And well, once again, if I may, I will remind you about this new channel that I did create under the name of From Russia with Lev. And you can see link on this video in description box or in the pinned comment, and I hope you will find it possible for you to subscribe. And well, if you find this, and by the way, as I said in the beginning, I did resolve issue with Buy Me a Coffee, so I will have Buy Me a Coffee again after pause for a few days. But well, yet again, if you find this video, please click that like button, leave some commentary about any topic you like. More comments and likes definitely make a difference, and algorithm do notices when videos have more comments and likes. And if you can, please share links to my videos or my channel with your friends on Twitter, Facebook, Telegram, or any other platform that you are active on. And if you think this channel is interesting, useful, and deserves to exist in this field of news and political commentary, please consider to support with small donations through PayPal, Buy Me a Coffee, or by subscribing to my Patreon page. You will see links under this video in the description box or in the pinned comment. This is it for now. I wish you a great day and take care. See you soon.